My name's Jamie Lee. Welcome to In the Front Row. I'm here today with my friends Tamika, Don, and Jace from Multiverse of Geekdom. Got it. And Tyrone from over at the Circle Club. How are we going?
Hello.
Good. I'm super excited about this week because it's the finale of our Secret Invasion chats. And we have a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. It's an understatement.
Yes, it definitely is.
Not the most thrilled, but yes, we will talk.
Yes.
Frito, you need your other background on because the conspiracy theories are all over the shop after this episode for sure. So we start this episode. Right you're onto it. We start there we go.
Pepe
We start the episode with Varra returning home, which I thought was really fitting because that's the title of this episode. So she returns to that broken home and she has a phone call with Nick Fury and he's in the shadows a little bit, but basically says, you know, he's off, he's doing his own thing. Will you return, darling? I'm going to let you go now. So he's not even going to answer. Seems like a suicide mission, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was overall like he wanted to make it seem that was like he wasn't coming back, and it fed into what later on happened in the show. I think perfectly.
Yeah.
I
just thought that was a little bit. Yeah, pretty much. I thought that scene was a bit weird because it showed the car that eventually goes to the Russian power plant. Mm-hmm. And you know they kept him in the shadows as if like, is it really Nick Fury? Mm-hmm. So sort of like. I don't know. That's a bit off. Anyway.
Yeah, because they showed his face in other scenes when it was dark outside. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was really shadowed in that one, like trying to be really mysterious. And it's like, okay.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. I feel like he's kind of given the hint to her though a few times. Like, look, we can talk about this after all this, but she just keeps bringing it up. Like, would you have loved me? Would you have loved me if I was me? And
she's
I'm
a
not
woman.
in the mood for this.
Yeah.
It's a real marriage.
It sounds like I'm talking to my girlfriend right there.
Yeah, it's a real marriage, okay, and relationship.
Like I feel like he's like, I'll address this, but just not like this second. Like, can we get through this first?
What, you're gonna die? Wait, don't you love me?
Yeah, we want to hear it. Okay, I don't care the world ending tomorrow.
I get it.
Tell me you love me.
I also get it. I just. Listen, we have such limited time. We have 6 episodes. It's like, can we establish that Nick was in love in the first 2 episodes? He came back. It could kind of be like a James Bond sort of thing of like, hey, even though I'm out here and doing my own thing and you're doing my own thing, we love each other through it. You know, like I thought that was established, and I thought it was established again when they both chose not to shoot each other. So it's kind of like, again,
it comes up again in this episode like twice, and it's just like, come on, I get it.
I feel like they started as like,
she wanted to know, do you love me in my Skrull skin, in my real skin? Okay,
it's beautiful, and I get it, Tamika, but I just think like the whole point of this was like a spy series, and it's like turned into a romance for me, which I'm fine with, but like advertise it as a romance.
I don't want to skip ahead, but don't you think that end scene would be a lot more powerful if we that's the next time we see them sort of interact and have that interaction?
No,
you know what I mean? That's all I mean. We've established they're in love. We established she's having conflict with it. And then that last scene, it's just like, no, I'm coming with you. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that might have been more impactful in the end. But again, who knows?
I feel like, I get where you're going, Don, with that. Like, for me, I will say it felt very sci-fi, like felt very Shape of Water, seeing these two kiss. And I did like that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it did.
But as we had said, it kind of felt like, well, from Nick's perspective, like, didn't I already tell you this, you know? But I almost felt like if they would have let up where we were sort of unsure, but I don't know, were you all like unsure or sure that he didn't love her? Like, I felt like I was sure he loved her. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
No, he was in love with her human form. She wanted to know, do you love me underneath his skin?
But like, also, first off, I think that is a crazy question to ask someone. They were married for so long. Like, they got to know each other more than just, like, that's what I think that I kind of don't agree with. Like, if you guys were together for that long, he knew about your background. Like, you had to have talked about it. Like, you had to have been your true self with him for all those years. Otherwise, I don't think she would have actually fell in love with him. But
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And like I do, Tamika, I totally get what you're saying. Like that's like you said, like it would make sense if they had just met, but like he's come back over and over. Like there's a repertoire there where he's even mentioned, he's like, I always come back for you. This is home. And so it's like, and I mean, not to get too graphic here, but it's like, I don't know the sexuality of how Skrulls work, but I'm like, I imagine, Nick probably grabbed a little ass here.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
He's
the man after all.
Yeah.
There's a line in I think it was the last episode or the episode before where she says, "Would you have loved me, in my real skin?" And he said, "We'll never know." And I kind of took that as him saying, like, maybe you never gave me the chance to know you, and you put this on for me, thinking that's what I wanted, but you never really asked me what I wanted.
100%.
So we'll never know. That's kind of how I took that.
And it was also like a reaffirmation of like, we'll never know. Like, hey, I love you anyways, but we'll never know.
And then I think what really really hits home with that is when that's in this episode, and I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but Gaia basically asks her, like, but did he love you in your skin? And like she takes offense to that and gets like really defensive about that. And I think in a way that kind of shows that she was like, she kind of took it as an attack on her instead of it being an attack on him. And I think that kind of shows where she stands with that. Like a little bit that maybe she feels guilty that she didn't let him do that. But I mean, I could be reading into that a little bit too much, but I feel like if she was to place blame on Nick, she wouldn't have gotten offended by that, and she might have actually answered it instead of, if she is taking offense to it, she got really defensive and was like, that ain't none of your business.
Yeah. And that comes into play with a line that she said in this episode too, where she says, oh God, I just lost it.
You usually memorize these things front to back.
I know. What are you doing?
And I just had it when Jason was talking about. She said, "I know who I am when you're not here. It's when you come home that I get confused."
It's a great moment too.
Yeah, a great line too. And it was like, so when he's not there, you're a Skrull. So why are you reverting to human form to be in your comfort zone? And this was an issue that I had with the fight scene. I'm jumping ahead now with Gaia. When she was fighting, she was always Gaia. She never reverted back to her Skrull.
Yeah.
And
why?
Because
$200 million isn't enough, Jamie Lee.
I was just saying, maybe it's a money issue.
But also, I think also that part is she feels more comfortable. Like, she ended up fighting for the humans. She felt more comfortable being in that skin than I feel like she did in her Skrull form.
Sure.
Partially probably rebelling against her father and all that shit. She doesn't want to be, the person that he was. So inadvertently, she is putting on this skin that is someone else's. I think it's just more of she's trying to be her own person with that.
Wow.
I think she wants to truly stand out in that aspect, I think.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so let's jump into the episode because we've talked for about 20 minutes about love, which shouldn't be what this series is about.
It was deep. It was really good. I enjoyed that Oprah moment.
Love.
I like those moments though.
It was really deep. Yeah, we were getting real deep.
Yeah. So let's cut to the scene where we have Nick Fury, Gaia, who heads to the power plant, and so the car crashes into like the Russians. The Russians are shooting at it, which was kind of a waste of a scene for me. Just go in to Gravik. Like, let's just skip all that and just go straight on in there.
Yeah.
We get there, and in my opinion, we get a really good scene with Gravik and Fury. The dialogue there of him getting angry, that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see that personal, why are you so mad at Fury? I wanted to see that confrontation.
I'm still not convinced that is a good enough reason. Like, you just still sound like a child.
Yeah.
He is a child.
I mean, I get it. He is a child, but dude, you've ended up trying to lead your people. You haven't gotten past this thinking of rationale where you're willing to wipe out your entire You're basically willing to do genocide on your entire race over a petty squabble. I just feel like it just irritated me that was the reason. I wanted a bit more, like just even the aspect that we were talking about, like if he was treated him like a son, if that would have made 10 times more sense, and the emotion would have been way more raw, and I would have completely understood, this basically child never getting that father figure back that he had.
And the sad part is he's great in that moment. He's really great during that conversation. As an actor.
But it takes away from the fact that it was Gaia. I'm like, oh God!
Once we find that out,
in
my opinion.
But also, he probably had that moment where he was frozen with father issues, and then he saw Nick as a father. Nick probably didn't see this.
Right.
Somehow he has his own internal father figure issue.
Sure.
So that's how I saw it. Like he got something going on with him.
Tamika, that's how I saw it too. But
Okay.
I feel, me personally, I felt like that whole scene, the dialogue was, he was definitely vicious and all that. It just felt like, okay, this is the last episode. Let me give you like everything in this dialogue.
Verbally everything to you.
And let me explain it all to you. And I'm like, that's just not how people exist in real world. Like you can have a boiling point where you just let it all out and you're like, I trusted you, Fury, and fuck you and all this stuff. But like the fact that it was even Gaia, just rips it all apart. But also, as you said, why would you hold on to this for so long when you're going to basically win? I have some very, very big issues, which we will get into about Rhodey, I'm sure.
Scrody.
That we will get into. But for right now, it just seems like the Skrulls are so OP.
Yeah.
And like when a character in any story is just so powerful, you have to find ways to like balance, and I just don't think the balance here was justified. Like,
and that machine isn't destroyed, right?
No, and this is what I have so many questions, guys, and it's not going to be on topic at all. Like, it's going to be all over the shop. But like, you say the Skrulls are OP. Where are the Skrulls? Because Fury got Gaia.
Everywhere. They're already
they're not. The ones at the compound, where were they? Not all of them were dead. Where are they? He said locked up. What does that mean?
He said they were locked up.
What does that mean? Where? Like, fuck.
I don't know. It's just getting so fucking played out to me that like this is Marvel's thing.
Now it's just, I feel like there's just mud everywhere. Everything's just kind of like colors are starting, lines are getting blurred. Things are not like they're trying to. I think in this way they're trying to make things make sense, but in a way they're making nothing make sense.
It's like it's kind of like the end of the Joker is the way I see it. Like at the end of the Joker, it's just chaos. It's wild. But the problem with like the thing with the Joker is it's controlled chaos. I almost felt like it would make more sense if Gravik had a little bit of a mental issue or something like the Joker, where you're like, yeah, he's just losing it and like he can't let go of this thing or something. But like, what was his motivation other than like holding on to something from like a decade ago? It's just
he's just mad at Fury. It's really all. He's
like,
really just mad at
there's
Fury.
no moment where you sit back like over these years before Fury even got to like this whole thing, the boiling point happened with Fury. There's no point where you're like starting to lead your people and you don't just sit back and be like, wow, this is we're I've got a place, we have a home. Like we it might not be the ideal, but for right now we have a home, and like just to keep that just pettiness against Fury about this is absolutely, I just think, one of the most absurd things. Like a reason for a villain to have.
And as you said, they're at this power plant where it's clearly abandoned. Like, there's nothing stopping any of them from being their true Skrull form, living the way a troll.
Well, besides the way
if you want to be a troll, you can.
Well, besides the way it ended, because he the president basically said like all out war against anyone.
Yeah, but before that, the president didn't even know they invaded their country. You know, like the president didn't even know they were on the planet, for fuck's sake. So where the Skrulls were based, they're like in their own home.
Yeah, it's like their own little Woodstock or something. But like, so why are you impersonating, pretending to be human?
To be human.
I think too, yeah, I think too.
I still don't trust that either. I'm sorry, I don't trust the president. I don't trust.
Oh yeah, no, he seemed like a Skrull. Yeah, it seemed like a Skrull.
That he was just so gung ho to one. As soon as he woke up from his coma or whatever he was in, was just like, "Yep, we're gonna do this. We're gonna just listen to Rhodes." And then just to be, as soon as it was over, we're like war against everyone. I'm just like, bro, who are you?
Right? Yeah, who are you?
There are people like that, but
his motivation just as quickly as Gravik's did, but that's another thing that was blowing my mind, because I was like, okay, so like you said, let me get the actual quote.
Okay,
it was like
quotes. Okay.
And just on that one thing real quick too, is my thing is this: Rhodey was his trusted advisor, and he trusted Fury enough to shoot or to let him shoot Rhodey, and then he doesn't even ask for Fury's advice on what he should do about the Skrulls. He just goes on TV the next day, like, kill them all. Like,
that's kind of and what he said with kill them all was this one.
And what makes me also worry about it is when she pushes the bullet out of her, Gaia.
Yeah.
Does Rhodey's Skrull, the one that was playing Rhodey, have that ability? So when he shot him, he just pushed
I think it was kind of different. Gaia got shot in the chest.
No,
he got shot in the dome.
The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to get real pissed soon, but I'm just holding back. I have an answer for you.
Let it out.
Listen. No. We got to go through the episode before I get to what this fucking director said. I can't.
All right, let me jump back into the thing.
Yeah, the quote.
So it was all off-world born species that he's going at, all off-world born species as being the enemy. So when I did a little bit of thinking, Thor's people, New Asgard, they're off-world born species. Are we going to fight with them?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do they not remember the Shitaji, the attack on New York? Do they not remember Wakanda?
No.
Right. Do they not remember that?
Like, they're acting like this is the very first. They're acting like this is the very first instance we're seeing some kind of alien race.
And it's
absolutely mind-boggling.
It's insane. It makes no fucking sense.
The only thing I can think of is, unless the president is like in his feelings, like, oh no, I can't believe that I didn't recognize that, and I'm embarrassed.
What is he just like? Oh, I mean, this happened on last guy's term.
Thing, light clicky thing. Everybody after each one of these events, like what happened?
I think it's too with the new phase too. Yeah.
Tyler said, "Oh, not that one. Sorry, this one."
That is a great point, though. I will say.
Did nobody let the president know that? Sorry, Jace. I think there's a time lapse. I'm so sorry. Go, babe.
No, I was just gonna say it is a really great point that Tyler made with the whole fact that Gravik has not seen Fury since that first episode.
Yeah, right.
That isn't also that blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
I am so angry about that because there is actually technically no resolution to that fucking story.
Yeah,
no,
and
not at all. Because it was Gaia. That's so fucking annoying.
Yeah, that's why it should have been a
story
longer
plot is a MacGuffin somehow. How does that make sense?
Which is insanity. I mean, like, we're on a writer's strike right now, and I'm like, these people got paid. This is like we're about to go down such an ugly path in history of
I'm not going to say what I want to say about the writers that made this show.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, it is about to get ugly. Like, if this was written by humans, it's gonna get bad.
I don't know. The AI did the intro, so
yeah, right.
Yeah,
did the
ending.
They're already on a bad path.
Maybe the AI wrote this show. I don't know.
The AI did the ending for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Hey, maybe they did it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like what you all have said. How is it that dude? I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, how is it that the president is so gung-ho, so pissed about aliens? And I'm like, if I'm Nick Fury, I'm looking at him like, are you kidding me? Do you want me to call? I could call Thor down to handle this right now. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
have to call the Avengers, bro. Like, what do you think? Like, this is not like, bro must have watched Oppenheimer last week and thought, like, yeah, I'm gonna handle this. Like, you have no idea what it just doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
What grounds? And I think this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to set up that, like, what's her name? Dreyfus. Like, they're trying to set those folks up as like they're like anti-Avengers. And it's like, that doesn't even make sense for them to be anti-Avengers, because a lot of their motivations, it's just like you're like, okay, the anti-Captain America, you're mad because like you kind of got roided up with steroids and went crazy, and then it's like what, like Scarlet's fucking sister's
You be careful
mad.
with this one. Yeah, you be careful with this one.
but like you know, Florence Pugh's character is mad because her sister died, and like they actually were there and cared for her. It's just the whole group that they're like building together. I'm like, none of this makes sense. And I don't mean makes sense from like, I'm just talking storytelling here. Like, this shit does not add up.
Yeah. I think too, they compound it so much in 6 episodes, and it doesn't get enough room to breathe and develop. Like with WandaVision, how many episodes was WandaVision? Do you remember?
9.
How that had room to breathe out. We see her grief over the progression of her grief, right? And with this, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got to compile all these emotions in 6 episodes. If they would have just gave it 9 episodes, we could have seen Gravik over the time. Like, oh, okay, why is he angry? Maybe a flashback. Maybe
but you know what?
Like, oh my God, you're like a son to me, and I'm gonna take care of you. Maybe we could have saw that in episode 6 or 7.
That's the whole thing of all of us saying 6 episodes. That's kind of BS, because you can write a good story in 6 episodes, because that's like 5 hours. I mean,
you
like,
can, but they rushed it. If you go back to the
complicated. You need something a little bit longer. This is a lot of complication going on.
And they seem to do the first 3 set it up pretty good, then 4 and 5 drop off, and then 6 they go, fuck, we're in the finale, like give them everything. And it seems to be always action packed, always full of dialogue. Like look at fucking Moon Knight, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like that last episode was like, quick, everybody fight. Everybody literally becomes a superhero. Like,
I feel like this should have been called Nick Fury. It should have been, and it's part of a trilogy. You got Nick Fury, you get Secret Invasions, and then you get The Marvels, which is some Kree-Skrull battle or something. Like, that's how this should have been handled. I mean, this is just mind-blowing that this is Secret Invasion.
Well, we're not even going to get that now, because the Kree now have agreed to peace talks.
Yeah.
Sure. Like, whatever. I don't trust.
So can I go back to what Tyrone just said about the
What's
show?
The point?
Like being Secret Invasion, my big thing was, where are the Skrulls? Because that little group that we saw, so you know the committee, why the fuck was there even a committee introduced anyway? Them 5 people that he sat down at the table with, all of them now are dead. We saw at the end
just to show us how deep they're embedded into the world, you know.
Where are they in the world? Because they have no fucking leader. Talos is gone. Gravik was their leader, saying, all right, go make a war.
I think that's what they tried to set up with the with Gaia and what's her name, the MI6 chick at the end. Like they tried to set up where she's like telling her like, hey, your people need a leader. And
but how do the people know that Gaia even is a leader? Gaia has no communication with any fucking Skrull. Is my point.
She's the most quiet person in the whole show.
She's doing her own thing the whole fucking show.
Skrulls? Sorry, I'm getting
no
heated
offense.
over that.
I would have much rather her die and keep Talos alive.
100%.
He did not get the respect.
100%.
Well, you do know the rumor, right?
What?
Oh God.
No, tell
fuck
us.
off. He's alive. He didn't really die.
No, apparently Kit Harington is playing Black Knight.
Oh
yeah.
So we're gonna get the reunion of them two together. And, the what is it called? The Excaliburs or whatever they're called.
And
right the wrongs of Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So
gross.
Yep, so gross. Never watched an ep, don't give a
That's
F.
why that might be why they're using her to set up some stuff. Really?
No, she can't carry that role like we were talking about in the previous shows. I'm not getting enough oomph from her
No,
Right?
she don't got it. She don't. I'm sorry.
Kind of like she's on a sedative.
She's not a bad actress, but in this show, she's not great.
Yeah, Tamika, you're right.
She's still playing. The problem is she's still playing Daenerys.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
She's
a poor version of Daenerys.
Yeah.
Yes,
like she's played that character for so long. I think she's just so like just
doesn't know how to be anything else.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right.
This is jumping ahead so much, but it's so true. Send her to fight King. This was my biggest thing. I went to Dawn.
But no, because
I went.
Go ahead, Jamie Lee. No, go ahead.
I went to Dawn, and this was my most frustrating part of probably the whole thing. That it takes away for me. It takes away the purpose of having all these individual superheroes with good qualities, bad qualities, individuality. If there's one individual that has literally every single one, and she's a Skrull, so she can literally shapeshift into any single one at any point in time. So there could be two. Is that the point?
Here's my pushback. Here's my pushback.
That blows my mind.
So Thor actually knows how to control his powers. She has to load the powers. It's not the same thing. She, like, if you watch how she was fighting, it's not the same
thing, but also she has them all. Like,
and she understands them all.
She has fucking Draxus.
Fine, but that fight showed me though that like it's so raw that like she doesn't have control over those.
Okay, but give her.
I disagree with that.
A year.
Right.
She's a
She'll be
Skrull.
OP.
She will learn. She can learn faster. Do all, like she will fucking take his powers.
100%.
100%. She learn faster than Gravik how to control her powers.
The Marvel universe,
yeah.
You're right.
How on earth
the writers?
How did she become Mantis and know to put him to sleep?
Yeah,
she knows shit, man.
She's
got the knowledge of
she
all
does.
these
You're right. She does, but I just think like it because she has to like load them. I think that's gonna be sort of their like I said, like when you have someone who's so OP, you need something to bring it down. It's shitty writing. I'm not agreeing with it. It's shitty writing, but that's my whole point.
I just don't know if there was that much of a load time to those powers.
Okay, I don't think that there was. I thought straight away
I'm
she's
trying
like, all right,
I really am trying
I'm
to
going to
think.
be cool.
It felt like a biologic transformer. Like she was just
robots
coming in on them. Like she was fucking.
And I know we've ripped on like the scenes a little bit, but I got to say, like as a fan, it was really nice to see all these characters come into play.
Yes,
and it was really nice to see CGI and superhero moves shit done really well.
Yeah,
but Drax's arm on her body. That was weird.
That was a bit weird. But Jace, I feel like if we the thing is, if we would have made this a movie, I think if they would have made this a movie, it could have been even better.
Yeah,
like, you could have gotten better CGI. You could have gotten better like stakes. Like it just.
How long should the movie have been?
When she did that arm shit, I wanted to fucking die. That was it was like literally grab my strong hand.
No, man. It's the M. Night Shyamalan movie, man. What's the one with the dude that's scared of the
No, don't bring that back. Or like Deadpool
Lady in the Water. Yeah.
They'll grow eventually.
You wanted to be, what was that name? Rhodey, whatever.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I was like, why is this short and the other one's long?
This one big.
Yeah. Look at my
so out of place.
Look at my killer tag.
It looks so fun.
It looked like you took an arm off of an action figure and put it on her.
I'm like a Barbie. She's Barbie one side and then G.I. Joe.
But yo,
that's a good idea to do with Barbie.
Here's the thing too, right? So Gaia just got these powers. She just figured it out. Why is Gravik just get handled so quickly like that?
Right.
Because she understands her powers more. I feel like she uses them smart.
How? Right.
I will say how.
He's thinking with his. He's thinking emotionally, like, I want to fight all the time, and she's thinking, how can I outplay him? And that's why she put him
because that's internally. The first thing when she said he's thinking with his, I was like,
and if you notice,
I don't know, but he's had the root powers for a while, so I mean, he would know how to use these powers way better than her right now.
I mean,
but all he's thinking is you're not thinking of his mindset. His mindset is fight, and it's always been fight, aggression. of I want to get back at Fury. That's his emotionally thing. Yeah. The only time that she technically won is when she thought like that. He said to her, "You're exactly like your father. You're exactly like them." And it was that encouragement and that like final oomph that killed him. Before that, she was trying to outplay him with all these, how can I be better? How can I do better? Without just fight. Who's bigger? Who's stronger? Who goes?
We got a flag on the play. We got a flag on the field.
Play, though. I'm trying to figure out how does Gravik not know that like that's a like shape-shifted Fury? Like, is there no sort of rules with this? Like, it just feels like there's no fucking rules with the Skrulls. And I'm like, you can't just have it be complete chaos because like you have to have some sort of identifier, which is gonna get into my point about Rhodey. Whenever you guys are ready to talk about Rhodey, let me know.
Just not yet. I want to keep on this. Oh, yeah. Sorry, go Jace. What were you gonna say?
Go.
Well, no. It's fine. It's just I'm about start with it because I'm starting off on another tangent because I'm just getting. Are they setting her up to be this big savior of the MCU? And if they are, I am angry and they need to recast her right now.
Yeah,
that'd be terrible. That would be the worst.
It would be absolutely the murder of this MCU universe.
Do you know what I think it is?
It could be anyone in that stuck.
I think there was a lot of backlash to do with Brie Larson as the big one, you know, and I think maybe they're trying to cast somebody that everybody loved. And from my opinion, I've never watched an episode of Game of Thrones ever in my life, but I look at Emilia Clarke and I love her. She's so likable.
And I think Daenerys.
She's done one role though. She's only done one role. She's done nothing since that's been good. I've watched her.
She's done a Christmas rom-com, but anyway,
I watched that and I fell asleep. It was so bad.
She was
I was in the theater, Jamie Lee, and I fell asleep. I'm sorry. It was bad.
Bastard. That was fucking sad.
You talking about the Terminator movie she was in? And Sarah Connor. She was
that one was bad too.
I'm sorry,
anyway, I think maybe they're trying to cast somebody that's a little bit more approachable, as in the fans like them. Maybe that's where they're going with it, Jace.
Could have just stuck with Brie.
But nobody likes Brie.
Working on her.
Give her a personality, sure.
And Jace. Even if they recast like fucking Beyonce, right? It doesn't matter because it's like I don't want a character that can just turn into all the old Avengers. Like, write a fucking good character and make me fall in love with the new characters. Let go of fucking phase 1 and 2 and 3. Please let go. Move on. Write fucking new characters that are likable. It's not hard. We see every fucking weekend Secession. We see fucking Bob Odenkirk playing characters we love. Like, people write characters that we love that we don't know. These writers suck. That's what it boils down to. I'm sorry. That's my rant. But these writers stink.
This too probably was in the comics because there's a comics as well. But I wonder if they took more of the material from the comics. Like in the comics, they're kind of they're introduced throughout. I feel like if with the Skrulls they were introduced throughout, like how they did the Avengers so well that everyone was in each other's movies. Maybe if the Skrulls were introduced in these other movies, we'll be more familiar. And we'll be like, oh my God, invasion. Yeah, I remember that guy. Blah, blah, blah.
Invasion. I feel like there was no invasion at all, really. They were living on their own little power plant.
Talos is the one we remember. We're like, oh my God, Talos, what's up? Remember you from Spider-Man, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
What's up,
and you know what another thing that frustrated me is when that Gravik was down in the underground, you know, where the radiation was, he had no Skrulls, no army, no one to protect him apart from 2 Russian guards, Skrulls at the front. And my thing is, he said, oh, did you call your Avenger friends or something like that? One of those lines. And it's like, if he, let's say he expected Captain Marvel to come or someone, what the fuck was he going to do?
Right.
Like, you've got no army. You're literally hiding down in this little cave saying, come give me the things, Fury. And like, what if he brought the whole fucking Avengers down? Then what, dude?
Right.
Like, what's your fight? Yeah. What is your purpose? And what is the point, for fuck's sake?
Jamie Lee, I can't get past what you said. Like, why are they dressed as humans? I just can't. Like, I get it in public. I just can't get behind that.
It just doesn't make sense. Like when they're at that point in the show, it's just like, just be the Skrulls. Everyone knows you're there. It's clear, and especially you're in your bunker. You're fucking fine. Just fucking be the person you are. Like, it just makes no sense.
But just who said, like, I just like, okay, if your whole thing is, nah, fuck these humans, we're gonna be ourselves, we're gonna take over your planet, blah blah blah, but we're gonna be humans, we're gonna look like humans. It just
all right, but here's the thing too. Like, your whole point is you want to be able to live in your own skin, right, on the planet.
Yeah.
But your ultimate plan is to blow yourself up.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Like, why wouldn't your plan be to reveal yourselves like all at one time? Like, everybody meet at this one point, meet and like reveal yourself.
He was so quick to commit genocide.
Yeah.
And it was just absolutely wild.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It would have been so cool.
But there are
the leaders revealed themselves, like Tamika said.
But there are leaders like that where they want to sacrifice their people and they're crazy. Their motives don't make sense. But what I was gonna say was, when they're in these human forms, they take on their memories and they become these people. So I feel like they've been in this skin, let's say, so long, and they, even though they hate it, they're stuck with these memories of these people. Like Gravik was saying, oh, you remember you killed this guy. And then he's feeling all these emotions and feelings. So there's some type of thrill they get. Like they hate they're in these skins, but then they love it. They have an internal conflict going on.
Well, I mean, they're known as a warrior nation too. I mean, to an extent. So I mean, I mean, that makes sense if it's in their blood. It's in their. Yeah.
I'm just a little bit lost on the fact of who tells them these things. Who tells them that they actually have to be a human? Because who has control over these Skrulls? Because it seemed to me like Talos did. He was the general, and then we lost the general, and then we got Gravik, who really wasn't in control of anyone because they turned against him. And then it's like, if Gaia's supposed to be in control, I've literally never seen Gaia speak to one other fucking Skrull except for the one Beto that died. Like, who's the one saying, "Hey, you have to be a human"? Like, where is all that interaction? If this is about the secret invasion of Skrulls, well, why didn't we get any backstory to do with Skrulls? It was literally a vengeance story of Gravik, who was a hurt child from fucking Nick Fury, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't like that storyline because it's not a secret invasion.
Even in the Brie Larson movie, there was only like a little piece of the Skrull background, but like you said, if you gave more of the background, I'm assuming like the comics do, that's on Secret Invasion, then it would make a lot more sense as to why these people are angry and they're looking for a home. Like I said, it's more material.
In my opinion, when we see this table, right, of all these world leaders, it should have been like 2-3 people we didn't recognize, and then as the camera pans, it should have been someone who was, it like in the government the whole time, maybe an Avenger we didn't know the entire time, something to that magnitude to kind of be like, oh, this is the secret invasion. They've been playing the long game the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it was in the comics.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they tried to make it so that because they were like different world leaders, politicians, and news people. They tried to make it so that it felt that way, but you didn't do it with the characters because you're just introducing us to all of these faces.
Right.
This is the first time we are seeing every single one of these.
Yeah.
All right. I know you wanted to hold off on this, but can I please? I just got to say something.
All right. What do we call him? Scrody.
How the fuck? How long have they had fucking Brody? Is it since he fucking first broke his goddamn legs back and he got angry? None of it fucking makes sense. How long have they had fucking Brody?
I need a fucking Xanax because you know what? Let me show you this right now. Secret Invasion, right? This is the director. Director Ali thinks that Rhodey has been a Skrull since Captain fucking America Civil War.
Yeah.
That is the most egregious,
insulting,
ridiculous,
fucking
stupid thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
This is what I'm saying. This right here.
We see Rhodey fucking bleed. We saw Rhodey go over and hold fucking Tony Stark in those moments. If that was a Skrull the whole fucking time, you mean to tell me that Rhodey has to learn right now that his fucking best friend is dead, that they were in a blip?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense because their blood is purple.
Wouldn't even know who Thanos was. Yeah, like, that blows my mind. That somebody in the MCU wouldn't know that.
I'm glad you brought that up, Tyrone. Because their blood is purple. And
yes, I cannot. I do not understand what they do right here with Brody is going to unravel the entire fabric of the MCU universe that has anything to do with Brody, War Machine, or anything.
And you know what, John and Tamika and I hold it, Jace, hold it in. Before in the green room, John and Tamika and I were talking about this, and we said there's a million different fucking costume choices that you could pick, and they deliberately picked that one. They are hinting to us. They want us to believe that this was pre-injured Rhodey. They want us to believe that he's been there for years. They've held him captive for years.
You're telling me that Tony Stark's tech, War Machine's fucking suit, could not detect that was not a fucking human life form? You're fucking bullshit.
I don't want to hear Tony Stark on the. If this is true, everything we know about Tony Stark, don't put him in any conversations of the greatest superheroes or detective genius. I don't want to hear any of that shit. Don't want to hear any of it anymore. It's done.
Wait a minute, though. Don't we have a moment in Endgame where Tony looks at him right before the fight, and they kind of have like a moment? Like
yes.
Like, yes. How is that happen now? How does that even make sense now?
It doesn't. And it's insulting as a fan to think that there's any feeling between Rhodey and any character that we've seen him have any emotion with. Everything that we know and we've connected with and connected to do with him as a character is literally broken. And I do not think that that is a way to start your phase 5 and to continue. Like the fans are breaking off from this franchise. We are starting to back off from this franchise because 100%. It's insulting. She-Hulk to me
it's going to become Star Wars. It's going to become Star Wars.
Complicated. And as we said, they deliberately chose him to be in a gown. They wanted to show us that this is a Rhodey from before. Like they want to show us that they've had him for a long time. And it's like,
and
why are you doing that
his legs
us?
Didn't work still, so it's literally back from when his legs got fucking broke.
Right.
And it just absolutely.
And Jace, the biggest problem of that too is okay. If you want to fucking tell me that Rhodey has been a Skrull since Civil War, I don't buy it for a second. But fine. But that would mean that the Skrull would have had to have some change of heart over time at some point. So to the point where when Fury and him are talking, he would have been like, Fury, I need to tell you something. I'm a Skrull, which would have been epic. That would have been awesome. That would have been great. Yeah. This Skrull is now on their side, right? Mm-hmm. Listen, I was in on it the whole time. I fucked up. If this is just some random ass Skrull who was assigned,
Travis, we're trying.
I'm not sure. I don't know who Travis is. So hi, welcome.
Hey Travis, we're trying to be well. We're angry right now.
We're very frustrated. So thanks for coming in at the worst time ever.
And what they've done to Brody, just because it's absolutely preposterous.
Yeah,
I cannot believe a human wrote this. I refuse.
It's an AI. That's why it doesn't make sense. It's an AI. Yeah.
And honestly, I know there's 22, 24, 5 projects. If you're a fucking director and you're paid millions of dollars, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't care if your family is, shipped off to fucking Saudi Arabia. Your job is to watch all fucking 22 of those movies and get the details down. Because we're paying millions of dollars to you.
Yep.
Millions.
Yep.
I mean, there is absolutely no reason why they should have gotten this bad. In my opinion, there is absolutely endless amounts of source material. There is absolutely endless amounts of backstory. There's absolutely endless amounts of just ideas and things that they could have gone with. And I feel like they just scraped the bottom of the barrel of ideas and just gave us this.
I feel like they breeze through the comic book and say, okay, this and this and this and this. But the people who did the previous movies, I felt like did their homework. It was like, okay, so this, this, why Jon Favreau couldn't write this?
Travis, you make a great fucking point.
We were just talking about all the things that the Skrulls wouldn't do, including going to, Tony's funeral and bleeding actual red blood, not purple blood. Like so many things wrong. It's really inconsistent, and it's disappointing as a fan. It's fucking insulting if they think they were stupid enough to believe that.
Yes. And I don't know, attitude is different in the previous movies. He's more sentimental, and this one he's like sassy bitch.
He literally asked her, "Did you take a stupid pill with your breakfast this morning?"
Things
like that.
They have never once hinted any kind of suspicion towards Brody. And if they would have given me small moments peppered throughout all the years,
it would have been an aha.
It would have been like, oh shit, that's why he said that in those moments. That's why this happened. But there was never once a fucking single iota of suspicion.
And Jace, to me, the people have been fucking complaining about phase 4 and phase 5 and 6 and everything. If that was the case and it was right in front of our face the whole time we didn't see it and it was done well, I think everyone shuts up and goes, okay, I'm here for the ride. You guys do know what you're doing. You guys have been planning this. The simple detail of Rhodey bleeding red and not purple tells me that you fucked up. You got caught. And that's all it is.
There's lots of comments here. I just want to read these ones out. So everything Rhodey doesn't know currently, Rhodey suffered an accident in Captain America Civil War where he was apparently changed by a Skrull. So he doesn't know that Tony and Cap fought and broke up the Avengers, never went to Wakanda to fight Thanos' army, doesn't know Vision died and Thanos did beat Avengers, disappeared.
He doesn't even know Vision.
Right.
No. And he doesn't even know Thanos.
He doesn't know.
He's never met Vision. Oh, fuck me. Sorry, back to this one. He doesn't know he doesn't know it's the blip. 5 years has passed and Tony has a daughter. True. He never went to space or time traveled and he doesn't know that Nat and Tony are dead or that Steve retired and now he's an old man. Oh, that just makes me so sad. And that Sam Wilson is the new Captain America. Like that last comment there breaks my fucking heart as a fan.
And we're supposed to believe that we're going to see Iron Wars and he's going to go, hey, this fucking girl from Boston, Massachusetts, let me help her out just like I did Tony. He would be like, I need fucking every therapist to ever be a therapist. Come right now and fix
my world up.
Literally. They really messed this up. They like you said, they're trying to do like a new phase where they want you to just erase an MI6 you, whatever.
Right,
whatever, Men in Black you, and you just forget. And I'm like, no, I can't forget because it's on Disney Plus, so I can review it. So I can't really forget.
Let me play devil's advocate.
Okay, go ahead.
What if they want
I like
to have such
chaos?
What if they want to have such chaos, such fuckery, such like screwy of the timelines because that's what Kang wants and blah blah blah. And this is their way to reboot or reset into like we're done with 616. We're moving into a new universe. Is that a possibility?
It's a shitty way to do it with bringing all of these fucking characters like superpowers still with it. Like it's the fucking dumbest thing in the world.
What do we need superpowers for? All we need is fucking Gaia. That's it. It's dumb.
Gaia can, I think that is my issue. If this is your reboot, if this is your reboot, you are basically bringing in the most powerful being in all of existence to save everyone.
And it's
that's all it is.
It takes away from everybody's importance. Like, who the fuck cares about Kamala Khan if you've got freaking Gaia to do it all?
Like, Gaia can shrink down to go into the quantum realm. Gaia can fucking do anything. Gaia can literally just do whatever she wants.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
And why would you do that to somebody who's so emotionally...
Sorry, that? Say again? What was that again?
Oh, I was saying, well, what's the point of watching the Marvels then? If Gaia has all these powers, why am I going to spend money watching it? It's just ridiculous. Go ahead. Sorry, Jane.
I mean, also, here's the thing, too, is it's like, if the MCU had some balls or boobs, they might make her into a villain. Do any of you think for 1 second that guy is going to turn into a villain?
No.
Maybe.
No.
That would be the ultimate Avengers threat. Nick goes, hey, look, we got Kang. We got, like, we need, this is past my pay grade here. Like, I need help. You know, that's when you have the Fantastic Four come in. Hey, you guys fucked the timeline up. Or Professor X comes in. Hey, you know, why does this mutant have all the something? I don't know, man. Like, it's just right now.
Do it that way. Yeah.
Right now.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think that there's a chance that because of things that are happening right now that they're scrambling on trying to figure out what to do?
Yes, 100%. And I think that they know they can't get the Avengers back. They can't afford them. They know that this SAG fight's going on. They're going to get fucking destroyed in this union.
With Majors, with Jonathan Majors. Did he?
Oh no, that stuff was all dropped. That stuff was all dropped.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay,
because I think last time we talked, we had mentioned they dropped all the things. They were like, yeah, he's gonna be here. Okay. He's gonna be in Loki.
He's
Loki
a great villain, but I was worried about losing him right in the middle of trying to tell this story.
Oh no, he's here to stay. This is just
you keep Ezra Miller, so.
Right.
Why can't you keep?
Hey, let's not do this. I'm not opening this can of worms.
Yeah, this is somewhere we don't want to go. And I always want to go with good old Jonathan Majors. So, we're not opening anything except for my...
Oh, my God.
Just kidding.
Reel it in.
Right, let's jump back in. Let's jump back into a scene that also pissed me off in the movie, in the series. So we go randomly too. Like there's two random scenes that really take you out of this. There's a scene where some army guy is given classified documents to somebody and drives off out of the army thing. The fuck was that about? That was one. The second one is Sonya showing these like pod of, I think, Skrull human people. And Guy is like, oh my God, what is this? Never seen it before and is in shock. What is going on in those two scenes? Why the hell do we even have those two scenes? Because we're already, before even talking about those two scenes, confused as fuck. So why include more confusion? I don't understand. Can anyone shed some light?
I think it's the people that they've inhabited, right?
So no, I mean, possibly yes, but I also think MI6 has probably been ready for this. They probably had some kind of information, and they've probably already been stealing people for these Skrulls to take over throughout the years.
Wow.
It seems like this MI6 chick had a very clear and decisive plan. As soon as she started getting the reins of everything, she kind of knew where she wanted to go with things. I think this might be a plan that MI6 has had for a very long time because they've been aware of the Skrull, potential threat coming in. So maybe they thought, if they had people for them to take over, it'd be easier for them to work with them. And I mean, it clearly shows that they have quite a lot of bodies. And it already looks like they're doing the whole like brainwave thing. So it just seems like they're setting it up for, a real Skrull invasion.
So how did Sonya know about these people though? Because she didn't even know that Fury's wife was one. Like she was so dumbfounded that Skrulls were like here, wasn't she? Like she just thought there was like a few here and there and she'd go around killing them as like a vigilante.
It also could have been an act. She is technically supposed to be a very good spy.
She is.
So it could have just been like, this is my, I'm not going to show you my cards. I'm going to play as dumb as possible while also showing you that I know things.
But can I just interrupt here too? Because this is another thing that really frustrated me with Sonya is we're talking about the flip of like motivation. They quickly change, and hers was like, "I'm going to go around killing Skrulls," to suddenly, "I'm going to help you, Gaia. I'm going to use you. You're going to use me. This is a good relationship we got going on." Why wouldn't she want to kill them all? Why does she suddenly want to help?
Because she needs power. Because the fucking U.S. government is going insane mode for some reason.
Yeah,
I mean, she's got Gaia. She's the most powerful fucking thing. Who needs Skrulls?
If you saw what Nick Fury did with the Skrulls that he had, and he only had a few,
right?
If you saw the success that he had with his organization with that, why would you not?
He didn't need Talos. It was just him. Remember,
himself and I. We're not in the car.
We don't need superheroes. Nick Fury saved the planet.
It's just a metaphor for nuclear war. It's all it is.
If you notice that, like, kind of potential in kind of those operatives that you could basically plant wherever the hell you want. Why wouldn't you take advantage of that on an even larger scale? Because there's more people.
But here's my thing that I need as someone who's watching in the audience right now. All of us have watched all the projects. We're so into it. We really read this thing. We're comic nerds. We love it all, right? The regular consumer is not following any of this shit.
Nope.
And right now we got multiverse going on. Now we find out that a lot of the emotions of Rhodey from Infinity War on, it wasn't even him. And then you got like Spider-Verse is a whole other can of worms where people are like, wait, is that connected? It's just, there's so much going on right now. Now you mean to tell me that regular fans are supposed to somehow understand who's a Skrull, who's not a Skrull? They need clear indicators in this thing of this person is a Skrull, this person's not. And also, you cannot tell me that someone is a super intelligent genius or, oh my God, the top spy, but they can't figure out the difference between a Skrull and a human. And if it really is that hard to tell, well, then that, again, tells me that the Skrulls can do whatever the fuck they want, and which means Gravik should have never died in the first place. It just doesn't make sense. Math ain't mathin'. 1 + 1 does not equal 2 here. It just doesn't make sense.
And with a million Skrulls, there's a lot of damage you could do if your objective was to kill humans.
Yeah.
Right.
You could literally spread yourself to 10, have groups of 10 of you all over the world, just killing people anytime you wanted. Like, it would be so easy, and you could just disappear.
It can be so easy if you have a leader. There's nobody, as we've said before, there's nobody leading these Skrulls. So they're sort of just out there like, okay, well, what do we do now? Do we be human? Do we be Skrulls? It's like no resolution. There's no close to any of this apart from freaking Nick Fury's love story. And I want to go to that too, because that's another thing. Like, what is Vara's work? She's going to be the peacemaker because she needs to be the peacemaker between the Kree and the Skrulls because, as I said, there's no Skrull leader at the moment. And that blows my mind because it's like this whole fucking show has been about Nick Fury's God. Nick Fury doesn't need any help from the Avengers. Nick Fury's got it all on his own. He don't need anyone but a wife and a single mum that raised him. And it's like he did nothing. He didn't speak to Gravik. He didn't kill Gravik. He's not even going to fucking fight this Kree and Skrull peace war. His wife's gonna fucking do it. So it just it's so confusing to me.
I have a question because the president basically says, "Oh, we'll find you because we know how."
Kill you. Yeah.
And then we get this scene where like basically the U.S. government is like taking out Skrulls, shooting them on live television. Wild.
I don't think that was the U.S. government. I think that was
vigilantes.
Showing like vigilantes.
Sure, okay, fine. How do these vigilantes know that these people are?
They didn't. They showed they killed the actual prime minister.
They got insider information too to get into the studio.
Yeah,
right. And that prime minister ends up getting shot. Right. So it's just like I'm saying, it's just chaos right now, and I feel like that's the direction that Marvel wants them to be in. But then it's just like you can't have world leaders playing into that. Like vigilantes, fine, I'm all for that. But for the U.S. president, who has had fucking Earth saved from aliens, to just be like, all right, screw you all.
He literally got saved by a Skrull, and then he's like, fuck the Skrulls.
Yeah.
What was their policy before this? Just, oh no, come on in and attack us? Of course you attack people that attack you.
This is okay.
Obvious.
To bring up what Travis is saying, that would have been a great ending. You do that, you have, Fury fight the fight, and he gets turned in, and then you pan off to the other Fury, which then turns out to be Gaia, and Gaia is now saving the president, which is now giving a good impact on the president, on the Skrull, and now he is all on the gang, being like, oh, we need to save our Skrull brothers because they saved us. Like,
yeah,
right. Makes sense.
The fact that wasn't Fury to have all those powers was so sad and disappointing because I was like, if there's gonna be a captain to have all those, like I wanted to be the old dude who's gonna potentially die anyways, because then it's like, then it naturally makes sense. Or it's like, yeah, well, he's overpowered, but
I'm so sorry, Tyrone, but when he was in that machine, I was rooting for that. I was like, oh my God, Fury is going to be the OG. This guy's going to be it.
Right.
And then it was Gaia, and it's like, fucking what?
Right.
This child who is practically Gravik, she's had the same fucking traumatic abuse that he had. I love my dad. No, my dad's a fucking failure because he wants to save humans and not my kind. Oh, my mum. Oh, wait, my mum died from this guy that I'm actually currently supporting. Like, she's just as messed up as he is. And you're going to go give this person OP powers to be anyone they fucking want? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
It's disappointing. It really is.
That's why AI wrote this story. I'm convinced.
Right.
Oh, it has to be. I mean,
yes,
I agree.
Yeah, Fury piecing out again. What the world's in shambles? Bye.
I think that
flaking off.
The thing that hurts the most to me is that there was so much good and potential throughout this series.
It is,
and I think that there was a lot that could have just been slightly adjusted. And like I said, that moment at the end, I always make fun of like Marvel and Star Wars fans because I'm like, it doesn't feel like sci-fi to me. It feels more fantasy and world building. And now it really felt like a sci-fi moment where you have this alien and this human like kissing and in love. But it's like you said, Jamie Lee, when we signed up for this, we never sort of got this like James Bond, I'm in love kind of thing. They always sort of advertised it like this was going to be some big spy sort of like thing, you know, like closer to Andor. And it just wasn't that. Yeah. And that's what it boils down to. I really just, I don't have much more to say here. I mean, let's continue the conversation. If you have something to say, I don't know what else the fuck to say.
Yeah. And also they didn't read the comics.
Let's just say whoever was on that plane is definitely lost on an island somewhere because that plane crashed.
Yeah, I think we all agree that we're at our wits' end with this, you know.
Yeah. This series just had a great potential, like you said.
I was excited.
Yeah, the franchise is definitely it's definitely coming to a cataclysmic ending, it feels like.
Yeah, they just started building themselves up. Marvel
You're unraveling everything that we have loved throughout all of these years. Like the one thing that we have always said, which stands DC apart, or Marvel apart from DC, is that Marvel set up their cinematic universe beautifully. And now you're telling me that it's all a lie.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me that everything that you have created and everything that you have interwoven together could potentially not be what you have given in the past. And now you're rewriting the stories that we have all loved.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, phase 4. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jamie Lee.
In the green room, we talked about this and that like you're already starting to lose MCU fans, people who've loved the comics, the series, the show, the movies, the shows. You're losing us because of this bad writing, and some people the CGI, whatnot. Some people, don't like all these sorts of things.
I'm a diehard nerd.
Yeah, X-Men. Yeah.
And you're losing people like this because you're trying too hard. Like, don't stop introducing all these characters to make this universe bigger, and focus on 5 and develop them so that we can get connected, because I'm connected to Rhodey. I like Rhodey as a character, and you're pulling at my heart saying, you know what, everything that you know about him is fucking wrong. Everything that you've ever cared about him is fucking wrong. And I don't think that's the way to go if you want to keep us, the fans who are paying to watch these movies, are paying to watch these shows, are paying to read the comics. You're insulting us, and it's starting to fucking piss me off.
It is, yeah.
Well, and here's the thing too. The thing about this too. If you remember back to phase 1, 2, and 3, every movie, everything felt like a continuation of a story. Do you know? We were leading up to something. Now things just kind of end, and I'm just like, okay, but where are you going with it? You know what I mean? I don't feel like I know where I'm going.
They don't know where they're going.
Not that I ever did, but I at least had a feeling of a story going forward all the time.
But
we don't have that feeling anymore.
In phase 1, right? In phase 1, it was just as simple as one little scene. Nick Fury shows up.
Right.
In every movie.
Simple as that.
The post-credit scenes are the most genius thing they did, because they got to set up stories for the next movie or whatever they were trying to do in future movies. Yeah, it was, and now it just feels like, yes, they're doing stuff, and it's some of it's cool, some of it's not working, some of it's just shit. But I don't know where the story is ultimately going. Like, who is our next Thanos? Is it Kang? Are we sure? Because We don't know.
We're not sure on anything.
Though, too, like if it is Kang, you just need Gaia. Like, so don't worry, guys. We have our super weapon.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, it takes away the purpose of every other superhero that we have loved or will love in the future because we only need her. And
have no fear, Gaia is here.
Marvel's new slogan, guys.
Isn't she on Captain Planet too? Gaia.
I don't know.
It's okay. I'll mute myself. Okay.
To go on what you're talking about, Don, they are leading to things, and they put up that big thing about here's what our phase 5 is, here's what phase 6 is, blah blah blah, and it's like, okay, so we know Armor Wars is coming, right? 2025, 26,
maybe
but
not.
we've just learned, well, maybe not now due to the strike, but we've just learned that Rhodey is not the Rhodey that we know. So how are they going to patch that up before we get to Armor Wars, where he's supposed to be the leader of this fucking show, movie, whatever? Like, they've got so much to do, and they put so much pressure on themselves.
You can't think about psychologically he is going to be able and be prepared to do anything.
No, yeah.
Right. Like, think about that. You get all this information after all this time, and they're like, oh, by the way, we need you to put the suit back on. He's going to be like, wait, what the hell do you mean?
What do you mean I can't use my legs? Like, what?
Like, what are you talking about?
What do you mean my best friend's dead?
Man. Like, Jace, you hit the nail on the coffin, man. Like, my buddy is adamant. He's adamant. He's like, oh, they're going to explain it all in Iron Wars. But I'm like, they don't have that. You don't have my attention. You don't have that fucking real estate anymore. You've lost it. You've lost my trust. I've been someone who's been very adamant. Okay, phase 4, take it slow. We're going there. Can I just have a moment to explain to you guys where we're heading? So August 10th.
The toilet?
Yeah, right. So Secret Invasion we just got. Apparently Loki season 2 is next.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see what happens there. Echo, or the Marvels. Then we get fucking Echo. Then we get X-Men 97. Then we get Ironheart. We get Agatha. We get Spider-Man. We get Marvel Zombies. Daredevil, Deadpool 3, Captain America Brave New World is the first fucking time, which is July 26, 2024, and you're getting all these projects in between there, and you mean to tell me I'm supposed to just sit here patiently? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is too is like they have so many promises right now for the Marvel like franchise. And I'm sorry, with what you've done, I don't want them to touch Marvel Zombies. Because I swear to God, if they ruin one of my favorite fucking comics, I'm burning them down to the ground. It is not okay. Leave it the fuck alone.
Heard it here first, guys.
If you are going to destroy storylines this bad, I don't want you touching another fucking one. Figure out what's going on in that writer's room. Figure out the fucking stories. You, like I've said it before, you have the source material. You have created a beautiful world if you don't destroy what you've already fucking built.
Right.
Just fucking go off of the comics and go off of what you already have.
Hard. It's already there.
Material is there. Yeah. Material is there.
Listen, they have until fucking the end of 2023, and then I'm all set because
wait a minute, this is actually a good point right here.
They all should have major radiation poisoning. Every single one should be dead.
Yep. That was another thing that didn't make sense about them keeping him in the little pub.
It's just plot hole after fucking plot hole, and anyone who defends this is a Marvel shit. I am so sorry.
This show is the Matrix. Like this show is just falling apart in front of us. The reality of this show is just falling.
They have some time to get themselves together.
We're supposed to just like. I mean, did anyone actually think that Kang landing like worked? Like I thought in Ant-Man 3, I was just kind of like. Okay, yeah, that was an interesting intro, I guess, for a character who was supposed to be the next fucking Thanos. But, like, now we're going to go to Loki season 2, and it's not even the one that we know, probably. It's going to be a different one. And I'm like, how is the regular consumer supposed to understand what is happening? I don't know what's happening, and I watch all of this.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's exactly right there. The problem is the people like us that watch this stuff are going, what are you doing? Like, if we're the ones going, what are you doing? Then there's no way the regular person that doesn't even remember what happened in Iron Man 2 is gonna watch. Like, there's no way they know what's going on right now.
We fucking make YouTube videos weekly about this shit. Right. We make TikToks, we make YouTube shorts, and it's just like we're like, what is happening? And then this is the thing that's going to be the biggest killer. When X-Men 97 happens and it doesn't connect to anything and they blow it, I'm done. I'm fucking done.
I don't think they should touch it. And I know a lot of people really want it, but I really don't think they should touch it.
Of the cartoon. It's not a part of the MCU, they said. It's
okay, that's fine, but they're still going to ruin it. It's not going to be a show that we all love. It's going to be a shitty fucking version of something they should just leave. Trust me, I loved X-Men 97.
I rewatched it last year. It's still a good series.
Man. Phenomenal.
Gambit,
march down to the studios.
All of it was so amazing. If they touch it and ruin it, it's just
I can't even I'm getting upset now. I can't fucking fathom. I can't fucking fathom what is about to transpire.
Know, right?
This is his therapy session, guys. We got him. Let it out, boy. Let it out.
Listen, we're experiencing the worst strike of all fucking time in Hollywood.
We are.
Yeah.
And this is where Marvel is right now.
We all knew it was going to happen. They had to hit the cliff eventually. It just feels like the cliff was like.
My thing is like they hit the cliff and it doesn't seem like they're trying. Like,
no.
Okay,
they're trying to climb back up the cliff.
Let it out, Jason.
Right.
They had okay. My thing is they clearly let's make it they're climbing a mountain. Mm-hmm. Every fucking movie is another fucking notch that they have had a safety harness underneath them. And they are slowly fucking pulling those safety harnesses away from themselves like fucking idiots. They have all of this great material to fucking fall on. But now you're telling me it doesn't make sense?
When you start touching the material that is like when you start touching the material, right, that is that people love and is there. I mean, we're fucking where we are right now. I mean, in Loki season 2, they might fucking tell us that Black Panther is alive or some shit, and that, or hey, like T'Challa fucking, touch children. Like, it's like that's where we are. I don't know anymore. I know that was dramatic, and I'm sorry. Listen, I'm just fucked. Like it's just like
I'm getting canceled.
Fuck we are. This is where we are, and I'm over it. I'm just like. They are just bastardizing the fucking characters we love. You mean to tell me Iron Man didn't know that Rhodey was a Skrull? Get the fuck out of here, man.
No, he got his memories. He didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like the amount of times that Brody has been in one of those suits, you're not going to tell me that the most intelligent AI system didn't realize that the person piloting him wasn't human.
So that you absolutely have a point there. That is definitely
like you're not like literally Tony doesn't need to step out of the suit to pee. So you're telling me that this thing knew that it was just like this is an alien.
You're right.
Yeah, it's the smartest tech that we have, and it can't detect that it's not a human. It just
did pee in his suit. I forgot about it.
Wait a minute, I have a question because if the suit wraps around Tony and he has pants on. How does he
Oh, please, we're going so far.
We're just doing what the show does, Secret Invasion. Going off the rails.
So if he uses his
Iron Man, was it in Iron Man 2 or 3 where he was like
I think it was 2 where he's like just sitting there, he's at the party and he's just like, I just peed, guys.
Can
I make one more comment because I'm gonna have to go at some point?
You're in toilet in that suit.
Is Samuel L. Jackson is fucking legendary. I mean, this is one of the greatest actors of all time. He has shut his mouth, done his part, all this the entire time, right? He came out and said, I have no say whatsoever in this character, the direction, whatever. If that was the case, I would have been at that Wakanda funeral. And honestly, I'm like, now that you say it, that he probably should have been there, right?
Right.
The fact that the fucking CEOs, the fact that Kevin Feige does not trust people who have been part of these projects for over a fucking decade, that's all you need to know.
Yep.
That's all you need to know. This is all about investment owners, C-level fucks, people who don't write creatively, who are in the fucking room telling people what to do. And that's why these fucking writers and actors need to be paid.
Yep, gonna fall apart like DC did. Yep.
I got nothing else to say.
Drop the mic there. Yeah, and speaking of like Samuel L. Jackson, I just felt like his character, his acting in this was just he knew that Tyrone. He was sort of at that point where everything was like, it didn't have that care to it.
That energy.
Like he was sort of like unmotivated, and I don't want to sound harsh on him, but he just didn't seem like the Fury that I knew, and I thought that they were leading towards that character-wise, as in like, oh, he's so old and he can't do things, that's why he's going to become this, super Skrull. But then it was just like, nope, he didn't do anything at all, but you're praising him to be this guy, and I just didn't feel the energy from him that I normally would from Fury.
Is they also set this up, like they kept noting on like Fury being old and how he's like maybe past his time. I truly thought that they were going to maybe retire the character, and maybe Nick Fury wasn't going to come back with us. And I think it would have been a perfect way to have the character be phased out if you want this whole new beginning and whole new start. But no, you kept him alive, and now he's part of these peace treaty summits for the fucking Kree and the Skrull. And now I'm just like, so you're still putting your faith in this old man that everyone keeps saying is washed up and old. Like even in the end, like his, like they hint that he is still like slipping. And I think that's kind of why he has what's her name doing all these peace negotiations and shit. Because old Fury would have been like, I can handle it myself.
Jamie Lee, let me ask you a quick question, and then I do really have to go.
Okay.
If you were a part of this project for over a decade, and you finally got a story that was like, yeah, Jamie Lee, you're going to be the star of this. This is your moment. And then you go, oh, cool. Do I get producer credits? Oh, yeah. Don't worry. You'll be the producer credits and all that. Oh, sweet. So, all right, in the writer's room, I had a couple ideas with Fury. Like blah, 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 blah. And then they go, we kind of got it all set, but thank you. Why would you go to work and be excited?
Right.
Why would the only reason Star Wars has any fucking lore with the colors of the lightsaber is because Samuel L. Jackson had the wherewithal to say, I want a purple lightsaber.
He's actually not wrong. You're not wrong.
This is a man
they had to make up why the different lightsabers were different colors because Samuel L. Jackson picked purple. That is actually true. That is funny.
So this is my point, Don. This is a man. This isn't just any old actor. This is someone he's a student of the game. Yeah. He's not one of those pretentious fucking snobs. Oh, I'm a theater actor. I mean, he could easily be that if he wanted. He loves it. He embraces it. He's a draw. People like Samuel L. Jackson. And
he's got power, but does he have more power than money, Tyrone? Because at the end of the day, that's all these companies care about. So his voice is just drowned out in this fucking sea of money. I'm sorry, but that's pretty much
all it is.
Unfortunately, even Samuel L. Jackson isn't bigger than Marvel. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but
it ties back into this
bigger than Marvel.
And that's
in
fine.
the series, he actually says, Gravik says, not even Nick Fury, not even Nick Fury can find us a home. And same thing with this. Not even Samuel L. Jackson can make change in Marvel. No, unfortunately.
I'm fine with him not getting to write it or whatever.
Right.
Not even consult, man. It's just insulting.
I agree.
Because he understands the character better than they can ever because it's fucking his character.
Yeah, and maybe that's why his acting was kind of like that. Maybe he was disappointing himself, like we are.
I remember that scene when he first shows up to talk to Tony Stark, and you're like, "He's Nick Fury." Oh my god!
Right.
I was just like, "Oh shit, this is gonna be awesome."
Right.
Like, I can't. Honestly, my first thought was, "How many motherfuckers are we gonna get?"
How
many are we gonna get with
I'm disappointed we didn't get one in this. Come on.
One.
But seriously, it was amazing to find out that like Samuel Jackson was going to be Fury. It was like, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Hey man, all right. Well, hey, I gotta bounce, but this has been
good. You got a lot off your chest.
Therapy session, man. Like you guys fucking
I was about to say, we'll send you the therapy bill, Tyrone.
Yeah, you did.
We'll take one later, just like this, we take ours.
I'll be watching on the chat, but thanks for inviting me, man. Just holy fuck, I don't know where we're going. Before we head out, though, can I ask each of you, like, which project are you excited for next?
Blue Beetle?
None.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah, Blue Beetle.
I like the first season of Loki, so I'm interested to see where it's going.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know what I'm.
My whole thing
really
is I can be
now.
interested all I want, but I have no faith.
Same.
Right.
I've lost confidence, as the British say, and someone's got to like pay for it. You know, like right now, I have zero confidence in this as a major fan, and I'm just like, even Feige, like, dude, come out, say something, give us some hope, tell us, you know what, we know that you think it's been rocky, but trust me, this is all leading into the Kree-Skrull War, and then we go, oh, okay, he's got to give us a bone here.
And that's why you should
gotta give us a bone.
They should do that.
I'm actually lying. There's one piece of Marvel thing that I'm actually looking forward to.
Okay.
Blade.
Well, I don't know if you heard about Blade, but I heard that was a shit show, and Mahershala Ali told him rewrite the whole fucking thing, or
really?
Not me.
Yeah, even the actor wasn't a fan of it, so you know then if they say no thanks, then it's fucking
I think
shit.
Mahershala Ali is a good pick for that role, but I have no faith they can pull that role off. Now.
I still want them to dust West.
No way.
And the reason is because they want to play PG and PG-13.
But
Mahershala could be a badass Blade. Let me tell you, that dude could absolutely be a badass Blade.
You can't do Blade really PG-13.
You can't. That's the thing. Have a go on.
All right, man.
Bye, Tyrone.
Tyrone. You rest.
You can't play Blade and be PG. There is no PG-13.
That's like Deadpool and PG. They don't go together.
No.
Yep. I don't know if I said this before because we were all talking, but Corey said Daredevil is the next project that he wants, and Tyler said Blade.
Okay.
I mean, look, I hope Blade is awesome. I just don't know if they can pull that character off because, like we just said, the where you have to go with it has to be rated R. I think even story wise, not just the him being a vampire or a daywalker or whatever. But it's a gruesome. You have to tell that story gruesome. There's no way you can't. It's almost impossible.
I honestly don't think you guys are going to get it anyway. Like with the writer's strike, like as Tyrone just said, it was literally they had the whole thing written, and I'm pretty sure Kevin hadn't even read the script. Kevin Feige hadn't even read it, and then the actor came in and was like, "This is trash. Redo it." So like. Again, they have to go back to the drawing board and start again when we're in a strike where they can't even start again. It's like I don't even see some projects even kicking off, let alone us, sitting here critiquing them. I really don't. Anyway,
no, I don't think we're gonna have a lot to talk about very soon.
Yeah, that would have been a better ending than what we got.
Yeah,
motherfucker. I just wanted to hear one motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie.
I know, just one.
Yeah,
well, he gave us a mother and the
That's all we could have gotten from the writers.
They should just have Fury pop up in one of the Deadpools just so that he can get it. So that he can really get it. Like, who invited this motherfucker?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'd be like, "That's a Skrull." Who is he doing here?
I don't think so, because none of us were even saying that when Rhodey was like, did you take a stupid pill this morning? And they wanted us. They wanted us to believe
motherfucking Skrulls off my motherfucking
plane. Yeah, something was wrong with Rhodey. I was like, what's wrong with Rhodey? He's acting like a D-bag.
He was. He really was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we're collectively in agreement on this episode. Every one of us.
It was amazing. It was great.
We loved it. It was the best series we've ever watched. Best episode. We're really excited for the next season.
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 2, 3, and 4 coming soon, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna write Marvel letters after this. I'm gonna just continue to write Marvel letters and the rest.
Yeah. You should. We should. Absolutely. Everybody should. Yeah.
Everybody write Marvel letters and tell them how angry you are.
What everybody should do is just whatever their favorite comic book, and just send them an issue. Like literally, just send them a comic.
Don't buy any more comics.
And just put a little sticky note that says "Read this." That's what everybody should do.
Or just protest and don't buy any more comics and don't go to any movie.
It's not even about keeping true to the comics, though. Like, you could still write a story that's good. Like, you don't have to be comic accurate, but you have to be pretty accurate with the fucking details of consistency. Like,
again, look at Civil War. Civil War is nowhere near what it is in the comics, but the essence is there. We understand why Cap and Tony are fighting each other. We get it. The conflict is still there.
That was real.
And that's the thing, is I don't think they're capturing that kind of stuff again. Yeah.
No.
Hey, Mr. Rock.
Mr. Rock.
Yeah, that's what I call him.
Hey.
Rock Wars. He's Mr. Rock to me. Yeah, I don't think Marvel are waking up anytime soon. I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Anyway. I think that's all we've got to say, huh, guys?
They're asleep and they made too much money and they're
Yeah.
I feel so confused about how to close this off, because normally I'm like, what were your overall thoughts, guys? Can't wait for next week. And now I'm like, well, it's over, and I'm secretly fucking happy. Yes. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really glad that it's over, because it's I'm getting more confused than I am enjoying.
Getting more confused and angry than I wanted it to be.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna stick with the old Marvel movies. And pretend like I'm
gonna pretend like this didn't happen.
This didn't happen. No.
Brody was never.
I'm tired of them gaslighting us like this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, I am not accepting the fact that he's been a Skrull since Civil War. I'm not accepting that.
No, I don't accept.
I don't care what they say. I'm not accepting it. Yeah.
No, I don't either. Nope.
You can't. You don't get to ruin Tony's funeral. You don't get to ruin all that for me. I'm sorry. That's insane.
No.
Like, that's insane to me.
Nope, I don't accept it. No, that's my closing thoughts. I don't accept this. No.
Yeah.
This is not my Marvel. This is not my Marvel.
No, we should protest in front of Marvel Studios.
Yep. Hey, other Tamika. We're just where you been, Tamika? What's going on?
Been on here.
Yeah, you should have been on here. We've just been bitching for the last hour and 25 minutes about how bad Marvel, Disney, and Secret Invasion was. So welcome, rewatch it, because we're closing off now. But thank you to every single person who has joined in the comments section. We loved reading or replying to all of your stuff. People who comment after the fact, thank you. Please do so, because I always reply to you guys as well. Let us know your thoughts on Secret Invasion. Let us know your thoughts on Marvel as a universe at the moment. The MCU, should I say, as a universe. And I would like to say we'll see you in the next video, but this was the end of the video. So check out all of these guys. Check out these guys, and Tyrone's in the description, and Tamika's Instagram is also in the description, so you can check her out on there. And until the next video, so see you next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
The Brady Bunch.
I wish I did that move.
Oh gosh, we're so good.
Awesome.
Bye, everyone.